All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Drums and Drams. We're going to do another one of these live blind flights with the goal that people don't just watch this live, that they do catch the replay. So if you're here hanging out live, do hit that like button. Let's get some more folks in here this evening. We're doing this on Saturday, February 10th at about 9 p.m. Eastern. This is kind of a pop-up live, but I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do this because I just released that Michter's 10-year Rye 2023 review of the H barrel that I've got that everybody's been talking about. And for me, it was good, but it wasn't, it wasn't the difference that I've picked up between the A barrel 2023 bourbon and the other barrels that I've tried. It didn't quite have that same difference, I guess. It feels like a good whiskey, but nothing earth-shattering or groundbreaking. So as we get some more folks in here, I will interact with the chat as we move along with this stream. The goal is to keep this under 30 minutes, but I do want to get into these 4 vintages that I have poured out of Michter's 10-year rye. So what we have here in order right now, we're going to mix them up here in just a second. I have a 2018, a 2019, a 2021, and a 2023, which is the one that I just reviewed. In that review, when I compared it to the other bottle, that was the 2019, which is in here, but we also have the additional 2021 and 2018 as well. Just a reminder that the proof on these Michter's 10-year ryes is 92.8, which is 46.4% ABV. I did have a 2018 with a broken cork. Today, I did decant it into these large 4-ounce sample bottles. I had to push the cork in and do the decanting and everything like that. Just want to say good evening now to Josh, Jason, Impudent Rock, Mike Hogan, Joe. Joe, this is live. And Jason M. What is up, everybody? Please do hit that like button. Now we're going to mix these up. And the goal tonight, besides just doing this blind flight, which I've never done, of different vintages of Michter's 10-year rye, the bigger goal is to see if the 2023 comes out on top. Because with all the hype that the 2023 has received, not only now from Breaking Bourbon, but people in secondary groups online are freaking out about this 2023 Michter's 10 Rye. Everyone's trying to get these H barrels. I think it's a load of crap now that I've tested at least my individual H barrel. Again, it's just one data point in a sea of single barrel releases for 2023, but I don't think it's particularly remarkable in its flavor profile. It did have a great drinking experience. And if you are watching the replay of this video right now and you want to check out the initial review I did of the 2023, that is in the description of the video. Go check that out first. Come back and watch the rest of this as well. And if you're watching this live, just stick around live. And then you can check out that review after the fact. So good evening, everybody. Oh, Jeb, sorry, man. He says he's trying to make the lady dinner, but here we are taking priority. Whiskey, well, it shouldn't always take priority, but, sometimes. A nice whiskey isn't bad. So these are mixed up now. I'm going to go your left to your right, and this is the way we're going to do it. I'll probably do some down-the-line nosings. We're not just going to go individually. It's pretty limiting in a flight like this. But last thing I'll say before we get into it is that tomorrow, Sunday, February 11th, there will be 2 videos released. This broken foot that I've got, I'll tell you what, 2 things that don't mix: broken foot and floor whiskey. That's number 1. But number 2, it's been challenging to get things done with the broken foot. So tomorrow, to meet my weekly goal, I do have to release 2 videos of Old Stubborn and then the Scotch Sunday review, which you will see which bottle that's going to be. They are shot, but I need to just export those. They were just single take videos. So it has been a challenge, and I will dial back some of my goals for this coming week just to accommodate what's been going on. All right, guys, let's get into this now. So glass 1, all of these are double stickered, written in pencil lightly, so there's no chance I can see through the glasses to see which one I'm drinking. So let's see what we get on glass 1. Glass 1 feels very syrupy on this one, like a lot of dark fruit syrup right away. Yeah, there is, dark fruit syrup, cornbread, kind of, yeah, a light cocoa dusting, a light cinnamon dusting. These are really light, kind of spicy spice notes on here. And then a little something green, maybe just a tinge of greenness. So glass 1 smells great. Smells very good. Let's check out glass 2 now. We'll just do a quick down the line nosing to start this off. Okay, glass 2, a little more orange forward, a little more closed off on the nose for this one. Yeah. Glass 1 is remarkably sweeter on the nose. So, you know, the thing that I love, and I've said this ad nauseum now on the channel, about these Michter's 10 Ryes, traditionally what I've loved is how vanilla, marshmallow, sweet they've been. A bourbon lover's rye through and through with some dusty notes along the way. That's what I really love about this stuff. Glass 1 encapsulates that. Glass 2, this is much more aggressive wood spice on this one. All right. So it's kind of closed off on the nose. Not as inviting. Let's go to glass 3 now. Roscoe, what's up? Warming up with some Kilhoman. Nice. And Tim tried an H barrel at a Michter's tasting a couple days ago. Wasn't overly impressed. Much preferred the 10-year bourbon and the Michter's barrel strength rye to the 10-year rye. All right. So glass 3 now. This one is back to being a little bit sweeter. Yeah, this strikes a balance between glasses 1 and 2. 1 being very sweet, very inviting. Glass 2 being more aggressively woody. This glass 3, I pick up on here quite a bit of citrus, orange, more brown sugar, and still some oak spice on here. Some of that younger, more aggressive oak spice, but not nearly to the level of glass 2. All right, and then on to glass 4. Oh, glass 4. Oh, man, the nose on this thing. This might be the winner on the nose. This is decadent. This is just... this is dessert. Wow. Vanilla cream. Butterscotch. It's even sweeter than glass 1. So for me, glass 4, whatever this is, whichever vintage, this totally wins out on the nose. But I think the bigger lesson for me right now, even just nosing quickly down the line on each of these, is how there is a through component to all of these that make you understand that they are the same product. But the differences are interesting between them. They're all variations on a theme, I would say, except glass 2. Glass 2 feels the most out of left field out of all of them. And I'm not trying to guess vintages on these necessarily, because even in the last one that I did, where I did Elijah Craig A124, B521, B523, even then, you know, I tried to guess right up front, and I was wrong. So I'm not trying to guess vintages here, but glass 4, clear winner on the nose. Jeb says, still enjoying the barrel Ambarana at the moment. Yeah, Jeb, sorry I didn't get back to you. I was filming when you were texting me. I tell you what, guys, people were right about that barrel Ambarana. It'll change your mind. All right, cheers, guys. Thanks, everybody, for jumping in. Hit that like button. Let's keep going here. And let's sip these things now. So let's start with glass 1. Glass 1, very quick on the palate. No real development to speak of. It just shows you immediately what it is at the very front. Feels like no development, and then it actually ramps back up in the finish. So the mid palate is what suffers on glass 1. Glass 1 coming into focus a little bit more. Yeah, it's sweet. It's good, but kind of uneventful. Let's go to glass 2 now. Yeah, I'm telling you, this thing has a lot of herbal notes to it. Herbal notes, aggressive wood spice. But I don't love the nose on it. The nose just feels closed off. It blossoms, though. The palate blossoms with not a lot of sweetness. Very, very savory and spicy on glass 2. Outside the Star says, if this year's 10-year wins, I'll open it up tonight. Well, let's see. Yeah, and as far as there being some difference between, between C barrels and H barrels of 2023. Who knows? Now, the conspiracy theory about the bourbons of last year makes more sense to me in this way. If the A barrels, let's say, are better, for the bourbons of 2023, then it would make sense to me that those would be the barrels that were then sent to reviewers to get favorable reviews for the rest of the year if the rest of the year's bottles, let's just say, were younger. That would make sense. But when you see that Breaking Bourbon reviews an H barrel of the rye, but there's already been rye releases earlier in the year, that does make me scratch my head with that conspiracy theory in mind. It could be that I would need to go back and check the Breaking Bourbon review. Was the 10-year rye provided, or did they acquire that on their own? But if it was provided, it wouldn't make as much sense that would be the case. That suddenly in August, for some reason, those barrels were better than the other ones. I have no idea. Would not make as much sense as the bourbon. All right, so let's go to the third glass here, which I said struck a balance between 1 and 2. I'll stand by that on the nose. This has the vanilla sweetness that I characteristically love about these Michter's 10 Ryes, but with a little citrus punch in there as well. Glass 3 is very good. I like the balance of these notes in Glass 3. Drinking experience, still thin. I mean, all of these typically are. But better development than Glass 1, I would say. I like the nose on 1. It's a little fudgy, a little butterscotchy fudgy. There's just kind of this thickness to Glass 1 on the nose with a lot of C's. Glass 3, a little lighter overall. Now let's go on to Glass 4. Oh, I'm telling you, Glass 4. This is very good. Wow. Nose and palate on Glass 4. Pretty darn incredible. Tim says, I got a slight chili pepper note on the palate of the 10-year rye, and I think Tim's talking about that 2023 H barrel, which is something I don't enjoy on whiskey. Yeah, Tim, it just really depends on the whiskey for me on that chili pepper thing. Jason says they could have provided a honey barrel. Ideally, I'd like to see reviews on bottles acquired in the wild. I know that's not often possible. Yeah, absolutely. Mike Hogan says, 2023 B barrel, fantastic, buttery and warm. Picked it up today and love it. Nice, man. Nice pickup. All right, so let me narrow this down now. Wow. So Glass 1, the original, glass that I said was very sweet, is really picking up like potpourri notes. It smells like Thanksgiving to me. And that toasted cornbread in there as well. Glass 2 feeling just yeah. It just feels younger, sharper. Glass 3 and 4. Wow. So I'm going to take just a second to let my nose clear. I'll take a sip of water. And I would say that battling for first place for me, definitely Glass 4 is in the conversation for first place in this. It's tough. This is a tough call. What do you value in these? Do you value the nose? Do you value the drinking experience more? I think for me, I always have to have the edge go to the palate of the whiskeys, but you can't discredit the nose. Mike Conklin says, feeling like I have to find a bottle of whatever Glass 4 is. Yeah, Glass 4, it's got the dustiness. It's got a little bit of everything on it. That's just dangerous. So with that in mind, let's go 4 versus 3. Three much softer on the palate. 3 versus 1, which were similar profiles. One is in the conversation for last. It's just too soft on the palate. The profile's great, but the drinking experience not so much. And now glass 2, which is the outlier for me. All right. I'll let my palate rest here for a second. Brian Miller says, lucked into an H barrel in Connecticut just before Christmas, but haven't opened it yet. Very excited to see how this turns out. Thanks for the content. Thanks for being here, Brian. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Josh, there are stickers on the underside of the glasses, double stickered, written lightly in pencil with the date code on each of them. So I'll know at the end. And if you write in Sharpie or in dark pen on these, and you only single sticker the bottom of the glasses, you can usually see through it. So, you know, I try to double sticker, use light pencil so that there's no accusation of any funny business going on. I did do that before the stream, but I figured it would just make things move a little quicker at the beginning here. Great leather note on 3, too. 3 being the balance between 1 and 2. All right. I'm trying to find out where 3 and 2 fall. Oh, on the bottles, it's on the neck. It's on this neck tag. It'll say the first 2 digits are going to give you the year, so 23 in this case. H is the representative letter for the month of the year. So H would be the 8th letter of the alphabet, which would mean August being the 8th month of the year. And then the barrel code would be the last 4 digits. And the barrel that Breaking Bourbon had was 2895. My 23, for instance, is 2891. All right, I think I can firmly say that glass 4 is in first place. Glass 3 is in second place. But it's a decision now between the flatter drinking experience of glass 1, but with a great sweet profile that's now really developing these potpourri notes, versus the more aggressive, spicier glass 2, which has a great drinking experience. It's a tough decision. This is really a subjective call for me on these two. I think I have to give the edge to glass 2. So this is hilarious that they ended up in this order of basically reverse order of how I tasted them, of being my favorite to least favorite. So, all right, that's interesting. I know some people are going to say, well, that's probably because you drank them in that order. I really don't think so. It's an interesting thing that happened, though. What is up, DeMarcus? Good to see you, man. Just saw Harry Potter Symphony in Dayton. Harry Potty. I think that's what I said. Yeah, my buddy was playing that show. I saw it. Which movie was it? Because I saw their setup. He had posted a picture of the percussion setup. It looked like a pretty big one. They had 2 vibraphones on stage and a lot of toms and different things. So I was curious which movie it was, because to require 2 vibes, I've played most of the movies now. I think 4 or 5 of the 8 movies I've played, and I don't remember needing that much stuff, so I was curious about that. All right, guys, let's do the big reveal now. So in last place, just a flat drinking experience, but a great nose that developed more into this potpourri profile. If I had to guess which one this was, I don't know. I think I'd probably guess the 2021, but let's see what it was. Oh, shit. It's the 2023. I totally did not. I thought the 2023 was probably glass 2. I said it had a great nose. But it drinks flat. That is not what I got in my review. I'm going to have to revisit that. The finish is nice, and I did say that when I first sipped it, that the front of the palate was great. There was no mid-palate, and then it ramped back up into the finish. I did not expect the 2023 to get last. Okay, so... all right, so let's keep moving. So if I have to re-guess now on what I think Glass 2 is, I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. I'm going to say 2021, but I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it is the 2021. So 2021, it's interesting that this one had the more younger, like spicier profile. I would not have expected that. It still carries there. It's got that younger. It even has that ginger note. This is why I thought it might have been the 2023. I called that ginger note in that review. I am completely shocked right now. So if I had to bet which one is going to win, I think it's the 2018 at this point. So the 19 and the 18 are left. If I go in perfect reverse order of year, then oftentimes I will say that I like the older whiskeys of different brands better. And some people say, well, it's just because you think they're older years. You need to blind them. Well, look, this is blind. And with the Elijah Craig barrel proofs, I was even consistent on that too. That I went from oldest to youngest on that release. So let's see what Glass 3 was in second place. I think it's probably the 19. It's not. It's actually not. It's the 18. The 18 here was striking this balance, I said, between Glasses 1 and 2. So no, it's not in perfect reverse order. It's a great glass. It has those little bit of dusty butterscotch notes to it. But the winner is the 2019. So it's interesting that I put the 2019 versus the 2023 in the video of the 2023 review that I did. And it just so happens that this 19 wins it. And it won it damn easily. That's not a great phrase that grammatically makes no sense. Really, really easily, this 2019 won tonight. So, I mean, that's not even close. That's so good. I cannot believe how much better that drank than the 2023. And what's funny is these 2019s on secondary are going for the same price that these 2023s are going for, around $250, which nowadays is only about $50 over SRP. My recommendation is to seek out these 19s and these 18s, hell, even the 21s, but I would say specifically these 19s based on this. If it's based on this one individual single barrel, if we can extrapolate it, the 19 is excellent whiskey. Wow. So let me see what the chat says here. Jason, 23H sucks. You heard it here first. It doesn't suck, but I am shocked. Will Barrett, I have had a 23 rye I barrel since May and have... Well, that would be interesting if you had a 23 I barrel, because that would be an October bottling that you would have gotten in May, because I would mean October, right? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Oh, sorry, September. September bottling, but since May. Friends have compared it favorably to my 23 bourbon A barrel. Good, it's finally receiving its due attention. Well, in this case, this 23H did not do so well. So Jesse, Cam, have you tried the 2023 Michter's Toasted Rye? No, I have actually. I've actually not tried that one. I got scared away after the 2021. I wasn't a big fan of that one. Mr. Drushka, off topic, were you able to grab the... Yes, I got the Sealbox River Root 14. I got 2 bottles of that one. I ended up joining the whatever club Sealbox has that you pay the yearly subscription. Michael Hogan says, must be a 22i. Yeah, I don't know. And then Outside the Star says, I brought my bottle out of the basement thinking I was in for a party. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, look, they're all single barrels. You never know. Maybe I got a bad barrel. And let me be honest, like, none of these whiskeys are bad. I mean, it's perfect. It perfectly, this lineup goes from, it perfectly leads to this 2019 from just getting better and better and better. So it's kind of crazy that the way these got mixed up led to this result, but I would 100% stand by this. And I cannot believe the 2023 came in last. It was just so flat all the way around, and that is not the experience I got when I drank it unblind. 100% Pure Mustard, you've tried some amazing scotch. Do you have any contact with Rob and Jeremy in the Scotch realm? It seems you'd have a lot in common. I've had very minor contact with Jeremy, and it's been like 2 years since I did. I'm certainly not opposed to getting in contact with those guys, but I always do worry that, like, now that I'm getting into the Scotch thing and just a little bit more on the channel, and I want to get even deeper into it, that I'm going to be looked at perhaps as the bourbon guy that's just trying to venture into Scotch. And it's like, it's really not entirely true. I mean, I started with Scotch, but I do have a little apprehension about it. Maybe that's just me. I do recall a video Jeremy put out a while ago that was not well received on the bourbon or American whiskey side of things. I have no stake in any of that, but I do remember that happening, and I felt a little weird about it just as a consumer of that video, as a viewer. But either way, I would totally get in contact with those guys. I'm never really up in Canada to meet them, but I'm not opposed to linking up with them, I guess. Yeah. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it. Cannot believe that the 2023 came in last, but here we are. So I think I can firmly, at least for me, with this lineup of 4 single barrels, say that I would not buy into the hype of the 23Hs being some crazy thing. So your mileage may vary depending on the different barrels you've tried, but it's not even that. It's not even what I expected. I expected this 23H to stand out like a sore thumb because I thought it would be way spicier, way younger, more citrus, more dill, and mint, as opposed to the creamier stuff. And it's still not even that. It just came in flat. It's not what I expected. So there we go. That's going to do it. Tomorrow, check out the Old Stubborn review, which is going to get posted first. And then a few hours later, I will post the Scotch Sunday review of a bottle that you will see. You'll see what it is tomorrow. I'm not going to spoil anything. And that's going to do it. And then obviously Monday, the weekly dram kicks back in, and I'm going to have to dial things back just a little bit. The broken foot has taken my energy levels completely down, which is a weird thing, but I looked it up, and apparently that's your body's reaction to trying to heal something like that. So that's going to do it. Thanks, guys. And I'll end with a sip of this 2019. And if you want to know, this is 19F951. That's what this barrel is. And it very well may be the best barrel of Michter's 10 Rye I've ever tasted. So that's going to do it. Cheers, guys. And I'll see you next time here on Drums and Drams.